Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round one of our friendly league tournament that happened at Die Hard Games on February 20th, 2025. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format everyone wants. Pokemon Day celebration and switch deck between rounds if you want. Tournament February 27th at 6 p.m. Journey Together pre-releases start March 15th at 1 p.m. League Challenge March 13th at 6 p.m. and League Cup March 29th at 12 p.m. all Central Time, all at Die Hard Games. Go see more info in this video's description and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game where the player on the right, the Gardevoir player, could not find a basic Pokemon to start the game 3 times, as indicated by this die here, 3 pips on the die. 3 mulligans, the player on the left gets to start the game with 3 extra cards. So that's what we're seeing happen there. Now you can pick some new bench Pokemon if you want and reveal the Pokemon Charizard on the left versus Gardevoir on the right. Our Charizard player on the left goes first, Charmander in the active. They attach a basic fire energy to the active Charmander and pass to our Gardevoir player, starting with a Screamtail in the active spot. Now they're going to be looking to get lots of Ralts down, as many Ralts down as they can on this turn one. And they put an Artisan Stadium into play. That's one way to do it, because that stadium allows them to search their deck for a basic non-rule box Pokemon to put onto the bench. One Ralts has been found, and they're going to be trying to look now for those Buddy Buddy Poffin if they can, either with supporter cards or ways to draw cards or with having them in hand, of course, already. And I see an Arvin and a Technical Machine Evolution, so they've got, and an Energy. So they've got a very good turn one here if they decide to go for that route of the Technical Machine Evolution. The Arvin, of course, could find it does find an item and a tool, and the item that it could find could be the Buddy Buddy Poffin to search out 2 more Ralts to add to the bench. The Technical Machine Evolution allows the Pokemon it's attached to have the evolution attack and use the evolution attack to evolve 2 bench Pokemon at the cost of a single colorless energy. So we'll see what our player decides to do here as they play Arvin. Remember to search the deck for an item and a tool. Bravery Charm and Earthen Vessel seem to be the choices here. There, I wasn't sure if there was already a Buddy Buddy Poffin in hand. I don't think there is. And it looks like they're actually discarding the Technical Machine Evolution with the Earthen Vessel in order to search the deck for 2 basic Psychic Energy. And then that'll get added to the hand here. So either our player has something else up their sleeve or they just didn't see the line there. But either way, they attach the Bravery Charm to the active Screamtail, attach a Psychic Energy to it, and use its Slap attack, I believe. Yes, Slap for 30. Slap in that Charmander, and play will resume over on the left-hand Charmander side as they start things off with an Arvin of their own, searching their deck for that item, Rare Candy, and the tool, Defiance Band. With the pace of play and that they went straight for the rare candy, that makes me think they have access to a Charizard EX in hand. They attach a Defiance Band to a bench Charmander, used a rare candy to evolve the Charmander straight into that Charizard EX. No need for Charmeleon here when things are this sweet. And then with that Charizard EX evolving, it uses its Infernal Rain ability. When you evolve one of your Pokemon, or when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 3 basic Fire Energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. So we are seeing Fire Energy, Fire Energy flood the board here. 2 on the Moltres on the bench, 1 on the Charmander on the bench. The Charmander, or excuse me, Charizard in the active already had an energy attached to it, so Simply, an energy is attached to it from hand for turn, and then Charizard uses Burning Darkness, 180 damage to KO the opposing slapping Screamtail. Ralts moves into the active spot on the right, and play resumes there as they bench a Monkey Dory for their next action. They attach a Darkness energy to the Monkey Dory. Adrenabrain's online. They evolve the active Ralts into Curly and use its Refinement ability to discard a card and draw 2 cards. Getting that psychic energy in the discard pile is very good for this Gardevoir deck, as Gardevoir's Psychic Embrace can accelerate those basic psychic energy from the discard pile. 2 psychic Pokemon in play. We'll see if we get there, as next is a Hisuian Heavy Ball. That item card has the player look at their prize cards, and then they can swap the Hisuian Heavy Ball with a basic Pokemon they find there. No targets hit off of this Heavy Ball here, so it just goes to the discard pile. And maybe an Iono. Okay. Both players shuffle the hand. This supporter does. And then they put their shuffled hand at the bottom of their deck. And then they draw cards from the top of the deck equal to their remaining prize cards. 5 for our Charizard player, 6 for our Gardevoir player in this instance. And we need more Ralts. Drifloon hits the bench here, as well as a second Monkey Dory. Ultra Ball, but Artisan could find another Ralts Stadium in play there. I don't think it was used this turn. It looks like our player does see it and then uses the Artisan good to search the deck for a basic non-Roblox Ralts to put onto the bench. As this Curlia seems to be being left in the active spot to most likely be KO'd by the Charizard in the next turn, unfortunately, but this one Ralts is better than none on the bench here for our Gardevoir player on the right, as they now play an Ultra Ball, discarding another Psychic Energy and a Bravery Charm to search the deck for a Pokemon. And the Pokemon here will be the Curlia for next turn. Maybe would have been better to get another Ralts down, but either way, they pass things over to our Charizard player. They're a little too quick for me, so I'm going to go back a bit. As our Charizard player starts their next turn, evolving the bench Charmander to Charmeleon, attaching a fire energy to the bench Moltres, fully powering it up. Charizard in the active spot retreats to the bench. That's why we see the 2 fire energy get discarded on it. Moltres is in the active spot now, and it's ready to attack. Not before Professor's Research is played, discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards. Rare Candy allows that Pidgey to evolve into Pidgeot EX. We've got Quick Search online now. If our player decides they want to use it, which I think you always do, you always use a Quick Search to thin something out of the deck, even if you didn't need anything. But it looks like our player is flexing here and going straight for the Blazing Flight. That Moltres attack, discard 2 fire energy from it, and deals 120 damage to a bench Pokemon on your opponent's side, and they targeted that Monkey Dory with the Darkness energy. We're not monkeying around here, as another prize card is taken, and our Gardevoir player on the right starts their next turn. How can they respond to this Charizard taking prize cards? They evolved the bench Ralts into a Curlia. We got double Curlia online now, using 1 refinement, discarding a card to draw 2 cards, discarding that um, Fluttermane there in favor of 2 more cards. Maybe looking for, really, we want to attack with this Drifloon here on the bench. You don't really want to attack with the Gardevoirs. That's weak to Darkness. So we're going to use a Night Stretcher to, what did we Night Stretcher there? Okay, looks like there's another refinement. Sorry guys, I got to go back a little bit to see what happened here. Night Stretcher. All right, now I got to start this whole sequence over. Sorry guys. Thank you for your patience here as we see this first refinement. Okay, we got the Night Stretcher. and the unfair stamp off of that refinement, right? We're swapping the Ultra Ball with the Night Stretcher that was in discard there. Second refinement gets rid of an Iono. Okay, at this point, I'm kind of just lost. Um, what did I think might have happened there? Um, maybe there we go. Maybe the player, they are a newer player to be fair. Maybe they thought that the Night Stretcher could get back any resource from the discard pile when really it can only get back a Pokemon or a basic energy. So maybe they thought they were able to get back the Ultra Ball with the Night Stretcher there. I'm not sure. Either way, I'm sure it's not a mistake, and both players are responsible for board state here. So just for the sake of the video, I won't waste any more of your time, and we'll move forward here as we see a second refinement discarding that Iono, drawing two more cards. Gardevoir evolves in the active spot here. We've got a Gardevoir online now. And then since the opponent took a KO on their last turn, that unfair stamp, the pink ace spec item card is online and played now. That has both players shuffle their hands into their deck. The unfair stamp player gets to draw 5 cards from the top, while the opponent draws only 2. Unfair by name, unfair by nature, right? As our Gardevoir player continues their turn here, attaching a Psychic Energy to the active Gardevoir, now using Psychic Embrace to accelerate 2 Psychic Energy from the discard pile to that Gardevoir at the cost of 2 damage counters per energy accelerated in this way. That's why we see the 40 on there. Gardevoir uses its Miracle Force attack for 190 damage to KO the opposing Moltres. Charizard on the other side flies into the active spot and play resumes there, starting things off with a Pidgeot quick search to search the deck for any card, and that Charizard EX is found off of the quick search and evolved on the bench there. Now we are seeing the resolution of the Infernal Rain as it evolves. It accelerates 3 fire energy from the deck to 2 to the active Charizard EX, 1 to the bench Charizard EX. Double Charizard EX fully powered up here. Gardevoir on the other side is weak to darkness. Charizard EX is a darkness type here, so Burning Darkness does take the KO on that opposing Gardevoir EX for 2 more prize cards. Corellia slides into the active spot on the right, and play resumes there, starting off with a Refinement, discarding Buddy Buddy Poffin to draw 2 cards. Gardevoir EX evolves in the active spot now. And now a Buddy Buddy Poffin will be played to search the deck for 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less. Just 1 Ralts targeted off of this Buddy Buddy Poffin here. It gets to eat the double pastry as it hits the bench, and we shuffle up for our next action here. Gardevoir EX cannot one-shot anything on the opposing side. So Arvin is a supporter for turn, searching the deck for an item and a tool. The item appears to be this counter catcher here that is live since the opponent has fewer remaining prize cards. And when that's the case, the counter catcher acts like a boss's orders, a gusting effect, bringing up a bench Pokemon into the active spot. No real good targets though on the bench, as the one of the targets is just another Charizard. The other is a Pidgeot EX with free retreat. So Earthen Vessel is played, discarding a card, search the deck for 2 basic energy, darkness, and psychic liberated from the deck here off of this vessel and added to the hand. Monkey Dory receives a darkness energy. Its Adrenabrain is online now. Gardevoir uses Psychic Embrace to accelerate 3 Psychic Energy from the discard pile to itself. 6 damage counters taken, of course, as the effect of that ability. Counter Catcher will be played to bring up the benched Pidgeot into the active spot, as this It's probably all the Gardevoir players got here. Bringing up the Pidgeot EX and using that Miracle Force 190 to the opposing Pidgeot EX. Pidgeot responds with a quick search on the left-hand side here, searching the deck for any card. It looks like it was Boss's orders, but I think this is just game here, as the Charizard player simply needs to free retreat into a Charizard EX and announce an attack against the Darkness weak Gardevoir EX. Unfortunately, here doesn't seem to be the best matchup in the world for Gardevoir, as our Gardevoir player sees the writing on the wall, offers the concession to the Charizard player. Charizard EX taking down round one in our tournament this day. What'd you think of this video and the commentary? Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our players for letting their game be captured so we can all learn and enjoy. And I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.